Within our media product, we have created a horror movie in which we have tried to use forms from classic horror movies following The Exorcist and The Wicker Man, mainly classic horror from the 60s, in which cult and the idea basis of horror is something that we've actually used. Take, for example, with The Exorcist using religion, and Wicker Man actually have the idea of a cult in a village to create fear with people. We've developed these using 80s horror, in which Nightmare on Elm Street, where dreams and a more modern fear within people was created. We have combined these two together to not only use forms from early horror, but also to challenge it while combining it with some modern eras of horror. We've done this in Nightmare on Elm Street quite well, with the idea of the dreams. Now a hero within our film, the female character, actually having dreams of the cult attacking her and having visions of the cult and the warehouse. The warehouse, again, inspiration from Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy Krueger was actually murdered. We've also tried to challenge our teenage audience by using the classic combination, as most teenagers don't enjoy the classic horrors due to the fact that it was more based on an older time period and prefer the modern. But we've tried to challenge this by incorporating the modern era with our older era, and also having the female character, who is a typical female teenager, what you would likely see in a modern horror movie such as Scream. Now this also not only challenges the idea of having your viewers, but also creates a bigger audience, with the fact that you've still got an older audience from above the 20s period that will like the classic versions of horror. Now David Buckingham also states, genre is a constant negotiation and change, and this is something that we have seriously incorporated with our footage, the fact that we're challenging the horror genre itself by incorporating from the past but also from modern texts. Now with our social group, we have targeted again the typical teenagers, generally due to the fact that this is the main area that horror targets. But what we have also done is our female character is mainly aimed, so the fact that when a female teenager watches this, they'll see the typical female being involved within the footage and also have that fear of this could happen to them. Well, this is something we have gained from modern texts, of the fact that they mainly aim for teenagers to be attacked, as it creates more fear within them. The media institution that we would mainly have target our would be Channel 4. Now this is due to the fact that Channel 4 seems to push the boundaries within horror movies and challenges this. So not only are we challenging the modern era, which is what Channel 4 mainly focus on, but we're using classic text also on top of this. This also creates a major teenage appeal within our footage, and this is the main viewers of Channel 4 horror movies that are shown. Our audience is mainly based on teenagers, again going for the classic age group of 16 to 25, as they're the most common people who like horrors. Now this is also getting part of a female section due to the fact that the female character is our main character, and is also the one where female teenagers would actually think this would happen to them. Yet we've also got the male gaze from this, and creating a kind of star image. This also allows viewers to be attracted to the footage due to the fact of our female character being the typical blonde, blue-haired, blue-eyed girl. With this teenage attraction, we have the female giving of an innocent female being attacked viciously, and again, this is what gets females into watching the footage and actually being immersed within the action that is created. Within our technology, we've managed to develop many different techniques using cameras, Final Cut and Blogger. We have done this with the advanced research that we have actually created, and created a blog with this. Now this is down to much research upon YouTube and other websites to look at classic horror, more modern horror, and try and incorporate our own little story. Now we've used the technologies that are available online to the fact that we could actually research these in a much greater depth than we could many years ago, so we can look at short clips from different movies. We've also managed to develop our editing skills and camera skills from this, and the fact that we have the knowledge of looking backstage from footage that has been made for a film due to the internet, that we can actually see how many camera shots how many different angles are actually used within a horror movie to keep the audience immersed within the action. From our prelim, we've developed many different skills, mainly within our plot. Now this is down solely to our research of the fact that now we had much time to do research, to create a solid plot line, and to develop this over time using the technologies that were available. Again, from this we have developed most of our shots, of the fact that instead of using a simple over-the-shoulder shot and many other simple shots, we've developed them to create a bigger variety of shot to keep the audience within the action. Now with this we've seen our development of mise-en-scène making sure that we did not have any area of college within our footage and filmed way away from this. And this is also with scenery that we've also used within the teenage girl's bedroom, where we can see posters of typical movie stars which a typical teenager would. We've also had the abandoned warehouse, which again we incorporated from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now this is the perfect mise-en-scène for a cult style horror movie, as it is abandoned and gives a sense of loneliness and fear. This is mainly due to our location testing, where we looked at several different locations. The warehouse being the main one that we actually used, and then also an isolated street area where we could film without being disturbed, but also to make it look as if it's a normal pathway. From this, we've used many different areas of research due to actually going outside and looking, but also using the technologies that are available to us online, such as Google Maps, to actually look at the scenes where we were going to be filming in. From this, we have developed, from our prelim, from using iMovie as the basic editing software to using Final Cut HD. Now this allowed us to do much more in-depth editing, with shortening clips, giving a bigger variety of shots, and much more advanced editing, using many different effects from saturation, brightness control, to many other wide zoom blurry effects.